We need to have an honest conversation about AI in the legal profession. Tons of people are getting into serious trouble when they put blind faith into AI. It's costing them time, money, and in some cases, even their reputation. And that's why I made this video, to talk about the real dangers I've seen when people use AI to handle legal matters without understanding what they're doing. Now, before we go any further, I should mention this. AI is not all bad. There are some legitimate benefits that AI can provide in the legal space, if it's used responsibly. Here are a few reasons why I think AI can actually be good. Starting off with reason number one, analyzing data. The nice thing about AI is that it could summarize vast amounts of information in a very short period of time. That can significantly cut down on legal research time, which can free up an attorney's time to focus on higher value tasks like strategy, advising clients, or actually solving problems. But, and this is really important, they need to be careful, which I'll get to shortly. The second benefit is that AI can also be used to assist with drafting contracts. Now, when used correctly, it can save time on initial drafts, templates, or even organizing clauses. But again, only if people are careful. And I promise I'll explain why later in this video. The third benefit relates to billing. Because AI can reduce time spent on research and drafting, there's a third potential benefit here: lower legal bills for clients. Now, there are many law firms out there that bill by the hour, and lawyers often have a weekly or monthly billing quota that they're expected to hit. And this, if I'm being completely honest, is why people hate attorneys. Under the billable hour model, clients often receive legal bills that are much higher than they expect or need to be. If AI is used responsibly, it could reduce the time required for certain tasks, which could mean lower costs for clients. I'm looking at you, managing partners. People might actually love that. But, and this is a big but, attorneys and non-attorneys alike should never, ever, ever put blind trust into AI. And this is because AI can be really bad for a few reasons. The first is that people blindly trust AI to draft legal agreements. In the past year, I've seen countless numbers of clients use AI to draft important legal documents like trusts and operating agreements. And I recently spoke with someone who used AI to draft a purchase agreement to buy an LLC. And when I read the contract, the LLC wasn't mentioned anywhere in the agreement. And this is a huge warning sign to anyone out there who tries to cut corners. When you replace a lawyer, or even a human for that matter, with AI to draft legal contracts, you often create way more problems than you solve. The second thing is that people let AI do their thinking for them. I recently had a conversation with a prospective client who sent a ChatGPT drafted response. He then asked me to send a follow-up email if I thought ChatGPT's response was correct. Now, as you can imagine, this was a huge waste of my time. But here's the key point. He didn't think for himself at all. He let AI do everything. And ironically, ChatGPT's response was totally wrong. Here's an AI rule of thumb that we can all live by. When using AI, your brain must be involved in the process. And if it's not, you can run into serious trouble. The third thing with AI is that it cites fake case law. And there are now numerous examples of attorneys using ChatGPT to do legal research. And when they do it, it sometimes makes up cases that never existed. When those filings are submitted to a judge, the attorney rightfully gets reprimanded. This has happened all across the country, including right here in Reno. Now, while this is a great way to expose lazy attorneys, the lesson is clear. You cannot use AI to handle all of your legal research for you. And this brings me to point number 4. AI hallucinates. When AI isn't given proper parameters, or when the user doesn't understand the topic to begin with, it can generate completely incorrect answers. The easiest way to avoid this? Use your brain. And this is because you must have at least a basic understanding of the topic you're asking about. Unfortunately, many people don't, and that causes even more problems for them. And the 5th thing is that information entered into AI is not confidential. This one is critical. Most AI platforms are not confidential. That means information you input can potentially be reused or surface later. If an attorney inputs confidential client information into AI, that can create serious ethical and legal issues. And this is exactly why people need to be extremely careful when using AI, especially with legal matters. AI can offer real benefits to the legal profession: time, cost savings, speed, and efficiency. In fact, I even use AI to help sweeten up the script that I started with. But let me be very clear. AI is not your brain, and it is definitely not a licensed professional. At the end of the day, AI is not your lawyer. When people use AI as a substitute to avoid paying a lawyer, they usually end up spending more time and energy cleaning up the mess they created. So how do you avoid all that? Well, hire a lawyer in the first place, preferably one who doesn't overcharge, I'll give you that, and one who may know how to responsibly use AI as a tool, not their brain. And you need to remember this: AI is a power tool, not your own brain. And when using AI, your brain must always be involved. Now go ahead and like, subscribe, and hype this video. And leave a comment telling me your thoughts on AI. And if you do so, please don't use ChatGPT to write your response.